Thursday morning it is, early January 2025. Still currently unemployed. Can't just snatch a new gig. Super easy. Gotta get yourself out there and grind and hustle to get a gig. But lack of funds and stuff, it's just kind of the slow, methodical way. Put out some feelers here and there, but gotta spend money to make money. If you're born with virtually infinite wealth, you can spend as much money as you want and still always be wealthy. Such is the case with current president-elect. Enormous sum of money, born with 400 million. And now one of the guys that's whispering in his ear is the world's wealthiest man. Two of the guys fighting for a title of Devil's Apprentice. Currently the most famous one is Trump, but Elon Musk wants to take the title. I think he's well on his way. He is younger than Trump, so I think he's the next in line. $400 billion, invested a couple $100 million into the Trump campaign, and that bought him basically speaking rights at the budget hearings for the federal budget. The Speaker of the House had to get Elon Musk's consent before he proposed a certain budget. Yeah. So it is what it is. If you have enough wealth now, that is a very legitimate power that you can buy now. Yeah. And meanwhile, everyone else just go about your work and keep plowing along while billionaires implement a government for them to protect their interests. Workers' rights be damned. Truth be damned. Yeah. Because then there's, all kinds of them that are kissing the ring of Trump. He's the current Devil's Apprentice, and so there's a few of them that are jockeying in line to be the next one. That's what the show is about. Who wants to be the apprentice to the Devil's Apprentice? Most famous one of our era. False prophet is the religious term as well. Antichrist. Clinical term is a sociopathic narcissist. But he doesn't have the letter D next to his name. He has the letter R, so that means he's good. Yeah, no, that's like literally what millions of people justify their support of said individual. He has the letter R next to his name, not the letter D. They didn't look into the letter L for libertarian. That was, I don't know, too much work or something, or any of the other options. They went with that one. I was 7 or 8 years old, and I just knew he was bad, but confused as to why he was on TV all the time and so famous. But famous for being bad, but he had this weird line he was able to cross where he was super wealthy, so it didn't really matter how bad he was. He still got to be famous. There wasn't any real true financial hardship coming his way for being incompetent and corrupt. Like, some small civil fines here and there, but for the most part, he remained highly affluent, even after it was revealed that he is, a con man in so many words. It's made available to the public. He disappears for a few years, but during those few years, he was still living a lavish life and stuff, just not as culturally relevant, kind of a has-been. I swear it might be a fever dream, but I swear I saw him doing an infomercial at like 2 in the morning once while I was in college, like before The Apprentice started up. But I don't know, like he would hawk anything, and he was desperate for fame, and he would try anything to get it. But once it was revealed that he was a con man, he is what he is, but he was still always clamoring for fame. But then he was rewarded it with his own show in the early 2000s, a business-themed game show. You get to be the star vehicle for it, because he was quite famous. Still, he had some level of name recognition still. It had been a few years since he'd been on TV, but apparently he was still known, and that revived him. That stupid show. Like, that's business, though. He who has the most gets to make the decisions and gets to dictate the rules. Yeah. And now it's just kind of going to be more extreme until the Trumpism is repelled. Those with the most money will have the most say in the government. And unfortunately, 75 million voted for that. I'm hoping that percentage and that number goes way down. Majority of folks did not vote for oligarchy, but 75 million did vote for it. Not realizing that's what they were voting for. Some of them they did, thinking that it will benefit them somehow. Because some of them, if you're already wealthy, you'll do just fine in oligarchy. But if you're not already wealthy, it's going to be a tough go. And deporting your neighbors, it won't really make your life easier, though. And I never understand why that kind of racial resentment of immigrants and stuff, why it works with so many people. I'm a Sesame Street kid, I also went to church as a kid, so it's like, I'm also a Navy kid. I like and prefer areas that are really diverse, and I'm a descendant of immigrants, as most Americans are, so I've just never really bought into the expressed fear that the Republican Party always uses to try to convince us to be scared of immigrants. It's just, nah, sorry. Yeah, I more heed the message on the Statue of Liberty. I buy into it. I've been to New York City. It's a pretty cool place. Vibrant energy of that place. And it's because it's so diverse. People from everywhere are there, and that's what makes it. It's not just that there's a ton of people, it's that there are all kinds of people. That's what's cool about it. But yeah, I'm hoping that the 1 in a million thing kind of comes my way, and if not, at least some kind of steady gig. Something's bound to. Remain positive, but keep in mind, keen, knowing that we're in for some weird, tumultuous era by choice over these next few years. How long will it go? We don't know. It'll go until it's repelled. So there's no end date. It's not exactly 4 years. Like, oh, it's all over in 4 years. No, not necessarily. May be able to repel it before then. It may go on longer than that. So we don't know when Trumpism will be repelled, but it must be if democracy is to remain United States of America. As I hope more people appreciate freedom and start having more confidence in themselves. Just because someone has more wealth than you doesn't mean they're a better human. Have confidence in yourself. Trump was one of our worst. So think better of yourself. Look up. Stop looking down to follow Trump.